So Raul Rosas Jr. got beat. Mr. I'm going to be the youngest champion ever. Got beat. And he was, people saying he's cocky, he's overconfident, he thinks he's better than he is. In my opinion, I think he let the fame get to him. He let the money get to him. He let the girls get to him. He let the notoriety, the popularity. I think he, just it's a natural thing that humans go through when either you start making money or you start, being successful. It's like it kind of goes to your head a little bit, and you get a little cocky, and you feel like maybe consciously you feel like, oh, I'm putting in the work and I need to put in the work, but like subconsciously you're just like, oh, I'm good, I'll beat anybody. You know what I mean? I think fame, money, girls, success, popularity, I think that got to him, like subconsciously, because the fighting game is 80% mental, and he had it all. He's young. He's super young. Life has a way of chewing you up and spitting you out, humbling you, humiliating you, teaching you a lesson. And this is like a lesson that life teaches you. And for the most part, most people, when we're young, when we're going to school, we never learn that lesson. It's just social. You social, hang out, do this, do that. We never learn, how life humiliates you and humbles you. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of kids that do, but I think for the most part, we since we don't have very many responsibilities, we have our parents, we have our house, we have our food, we don't have to really pay for anything. So how are we going to learn that life chews you up and spits you out if we don't have any responsibilities? So that's like a major problem, I think, in my opinion, in the U.S. and Western countries, that kids don't learn that lesson. And I think subconsciously it got to him, even though maybe not consciously. Maybe he thought he was like, oh, I'm still working hard, I'm still doing this, but subconsciously he's like, yeah, I'm cool, I'm gonna beat anybody, I don't need to push myself that hard. This is like my opinion. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I feel like, because I feel like a lot of people go through the same thing, whether in life or when they're, how life has a way of chewing you up and spitting you out and teaching you a lesson, and like telling you, teaching you you're not that great, and it's a valuable lesson that we should probably learn when we're younger. When we're growing up and we're younger, have some responsibilities, and learn that not everything always goes your way, no matter how much you think it is. Life's gonna humble you. They say it's not how good you have it, it's how long you have it good. And people don't understand that. People are like, oh, I have it good right now, I could just kick back, I don't care, I don't need to do anything, I don't need to keep pushing myself super hard, because I'm doing good right now. I got all the fame, I got all the girls, I got all the money, I got all the popularity. I got everything. I got food. I don't need anything. Like, I'm cool. I don't have to push as hard. Like even just in the working world, it's like, what do? You start out like a fast food place or something. You're like willing to do anything. You're like digging ditches. You're like just doing all this hard stuff. You're like pushing yourself nonstop every single day. I'm gonna work 7 days a week. I'm gonna push myself super hard, and I'm gonna go nonstop, and I'm gonna make my way to the top. But then what happens is you never learn that lesson, and then you do make it up, and you start making money, and you start getting a little successful, and then you're just like, subconsciously, since you've never been chewed up and spit out and humbled, you're just like, oh, I'm good, and then stuff starts going down, and you don't change your mindset. Your mindset wants to stay in that, like, ooh, I'm good, I'm this, I'm that. That's how the mindset wants to stay, and that's why it's hard to keep it. That's why it's hard to have good for long. With the saying, what's the saying? It's not how good you have it, it's how long you have it good. So in our minds, we're going to have it good for long, even though we're not pushing ourselves as hard, and we just have it good at the time, and we feel like it's going to be good for long, and that's not the way it turns out. You still have to push yourself like you were digging that ditch, saying, I'm working 7 days a week. I don't care how much money I have, how much fame I have, how many girls I have, how much popularity I have, how much food I have, how many nice cars I have. It doesn't matter. I'm going to push myself like I did when I had nothing. If you're able to do that, that's beating the system, and that's saying, I'd rather have it good long. I'd rather have it good for long than good for now. You understand, you learn that lesson as you get older, as you go through these experiences, and that's why I'm saying it's probably better to have these experiences when we're young. That way, how many years, 16, 17, 18 years, we never learned that lesson, which is complete BS, if you ask me. And like I said, I could be way off base with Raul Rosas Jr., but just as a human myself and understanding human nature and what happens, I feel like this is a possibility of something that maybe happened to him, because the true currency of this world is energy, not money. It's energy. If you have energy, if you control your own motivation and you're able to motivate yourself, when you have everything your heart could ever desire, and you're still able to push yourself like digging those ditches 7 days a week, you're gonna have it good long. And I think most people don't understand that, especially, how old is he, 18, 19? He's like super young. I'm sure he probably doesn't know that, and a lot of people, even though they go through something like this, they still never learn it. They never learn it. But maybe he'll learn it. Hopefully he'll learn it. Hopefully he'll understand it. And I don't know, maybe he is still pushing himself like he's digging ditches. I'm just giving my opinion on what happens, what I observe a lot, and what kind of I went through. Not that I had everything, but there was a point when I was doing better than I am now. And that's how I got. Subconsciously, it's just like, oh, you want to stay in that mentality, like, oh, I'm this, I'm that. And it's like, you're going to get humbled. You're going to get chewed up, spit out, taught a lesson. That's what life does. And some people never learn, but the people that do learn realize it's not how good you have it, it's how long you have it good. And they're able to use this cheat code and maintain their success for a long period of time. Just my opinion. Let me know what you think. You think I'm way off base, or you think this has something to do with it? I do personally. I don't necessarily think a lot of times it's like, oh, this person's just better or that person's just better. A lot of times it's just what people are going through. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.